Hey, hi, welcome guys. Welcome back to our channel, which is Five Run. So I said that create a one, kind of application like this. In this, it should ask a password with the user, and if user will give the correct password, if it is a correct password, then what the things you have to do? First thing, you have to show the some display like a withdraw money, check balance and check balance and then deposit. This I guess pretty much simple, and if you know the basic concept what we had learned so far, with that you can happily make this kind of application. But for sure in the future we will learn so many beautiful concept, with that we can make a beautiful application. Okay, but right now what we had with that, I just gone through some of one, I guess Sonia has sent her code. I had gone through her code, and Vivek Kumar also has sent her his code. And I'm requesting to everyone, if you want to learn, then please do the homeworks. Okay, I have some separate assignment for you. Anyway, you have to do that one, but homework will be a separate part, rather a part of this assignment. So if you will do the homework, then only you can mark yourself. Okay, otherwise it's a no use at all. If you are spending with me 2 hours, and even if you will spend with me 20 hours daily, then it's no use at all, until unless you are not going to finish my homework. So this I would like to tell you. Okay, let me open the PyCharm once. Okay, I will just give the prototype at all. I am not going to elaborate complete code, but again I am going to elaborate for those who did not complete the homework yet. Okay, so I am just going to give some brief idea. I'm not going to give the complete code, but yes, I'm just showing how you can build it up. Okay, so try to make it up. Okay guys, and if you face any issue, we have some community, and you can post your query, ask me, I'm happy to answer you. Okay, cool. So what is that first? Oh, I'll make one thing. I'll make a separate program for this. So new Python file, I'm just going to create a ATM ATM program. Okay, next, once you create the ATM program, what is that? Input the bank account, means what the things used to ask with the kind of ATM machine, like a name, input, enter your bank name on your bank account. Okay, name on your bank account, right? And next, name on your bank account, question mark. And next, what is that? Balance, means you have to see, it's a kind of static application. So first you have to give the balance, because in the real time what is going to be happen, whatever balance you have, it is going to be stored in somewhere, means in DB or somewhere. Okay, but right now we don't have DB configuration, but in future we will see, we will configure with the Python code, and we will configure the Python code with the SQLite, and we will see how to fetch the data through the SQL through the Python code. Okay, that is our curriculum at all, no worry at all. But right now we are going to pass, at the runtime we are going to pass some amount as a balance. Okay, so balance. Okay, you can ask like this. And input, what is that? User say, we have to ask with the user your so what is your current balance? Current balance, what is your current balance? And don't you think so this current balance, whatever you are going to ask the user, that current balance will return in the form of something float or integer. The balance should always be float. So float, we have to convert typecast this string value, because input method will return string always. Got it? So we have to convert, as a programmer, our responsibility to convert string value into float. Once you are done, once you have done these things, means you had given kind of thing, you ask with the user what is your current balance or what is your bank account. Okay, then what is that? We have to print the menu, means okay, password, right? After what we have to ask, we have to ask the password, enter your password. Okay, so print, your enter your password, enter your password. So once user will enter the password, okay, sorry, enter your password, don't you think so? We have to take a password with the input method, and we took the password and we capture this password in PW, and password. And once the password we entered, what we have to do? What we have to do? Can anyone tell me? We have to validate, right? So as you know, this is the kind of static method, means static application. So what we can do, if password equal to, if password equal to whatever you can save, generally I am preferring this only, you can give. If password equal to, then okay, then we have to, we have to show some kind of thing ki, you want to withdraw the money, you want to check the balance, you want to deposit balance or quit. Okay, so for those all kind of thing, what we are going to do, means what we supposed to do, means if password will match, then what we can do, print name. Here what you can say, name, comma, and welcome to the lots of money bank or whatever things, welcome to the, whatever you can say, our bank or something. That is up to you, whatever message you want to print it up. Okay, once user will get this kind of message, name means bank name, welcome to this bank or something, and then print. Okay, print, we are going to ask with the user, enter comma b for balance. We are going to check the balance, and like this, b for balance, that's all. Okay, comma d for deposit. So if user will pass d, then he will go into the deposit page. Okay, deposit, d for deposit, and comma w for withdraw, so next here we are going to pass it withdraw, withdr. Okay, and if user want to quit, means if user don't want to do anything, so for them also we have to pass or kind of thing, q for quit, and quit. Okay, cool. So up to this, no doubt at all, right? Do once user will get this kind of, okay, I am going to make it kind of method. Okay, so in order to make all those code inside of main program, what I'm going to do, as you know the method concept in the last class we had seen, right? So what I am going to do, I am just going to do kind of thing, def print menu. Okay, menu, and here I am going to print all those things whatever we had done. And once the password will match, what we can do, we can just call this method. Okay, so our task got easy, means complexity of the program will get reduced. Means suppose we are getting the issue in this line number 11, so we will figure out this method only, we have to debug this method only, no need to go no need to debug complete code at a time. So this is the benefit if you are going to create a method. So in the real time also you have to make a method, means you have to convert your problem into the piecewise problem, and that pieces of problem you have to convert into the method, and that method you have to call. This is the kind of methodology everyone is used to do. Okay, next, what is that, once you get the message, what you supposed to do, means you will click b d w q, right? Means b for balance, you can choose number also, means if you want to select the number, means 1 for balance, 2 for deposit, 3 for withdraw, and 4 for quit, that also you can do. That is up to you, I am leaving to you, you can do R&D over here. Okay, and yeah, next is what next is what once user will see this kind of menu, then we have to ask with the user, right? What do you want to do, so once user will get this kind of thing, I am going to print what do you want to do, what do you want to do. Okay, so next user, okay, after getting this message, don't you think so user will pass the input? So what we can do, we can take this input and we will pass this, means we will take this input and we will store somewhere. Got it? So again, this line also I am going to, if if we have to take an input with the user, then again it's a one kind of problem. And I am going to make a separate method. What is that? Def get transaction. You can make any method, get transaction, and here we are passing something. Okay, same thing, don't worry, who are not able to understand this concept, we will do again these things whenever we will learn the class and object. Right now we are writing our scripting code. Okay, later on, once we will aware about the class and object, same concept we will see with the help of the class object, how we can do the things with the help of the class and object. Is it something, Jyoti, you are not able to understand or something?
I'm understanding.
Okay, cool. No
Yeah.
worry. Okay, so get transaction, once we are done. Okay, so you took the transaction, and this transaction, this means whatever user is going to pass, anyway input method will return what? Input method is always return string value, right? So what I can do, if it will not return somewhere, what? Anyway, you can convert this in string to string only also, and if you are not doing that also, that is also possible, means that is also well and good. Okay, and whatever user is going to pass, means suppose b d w q, so we have to store somewhere, right? So what I am going to do, section, I'm going to store inside of transaction, and after getting this I'm going to return it up, return transaction. Okay, transaction, that's all. So once that done, right? Next is what? Once suppose user pass the b, so we will get the b value with the help of this, and behalf of that particular code we have to execute. Got it? Behalf of that particular code we have to execute. Okay, let me, why we use transactions? uh okay, Sonia, if you don't want to use the transaction, you can directly make a program like this, means if command is equal to w or q, whatever it is, we can do it up. Okay, that is also possible. Okay, hope it makes sense. I'm just creating all those things in a separate method. Means if user is passing the input, then I am going to store somewhere. For storing somewhere, I am going to use some method. Okay, so this is the good practice as per the industrial practice, means we are going to make complete thing in a structured manner. It is user defined. Yes, is it user defined? Yes, it's a user defined. Means what is that? See, what is the meaning of this line number 14? Line number 14 meaning you are going to expose all those value, means deposit. After that, what the user will do? User will see this kind of message. Okay, user, what the user will do? User will see this kind of message key, what do you want to do? Means user will pass b d w, so that b d w I am taking with this get transaction. Got it? So I am calling this get transaction. I am going to call this get transaction method, and yes, and that get transaction method will return user input. Okay, so I am going to store the user input inside of command. Got it? I'm going to store inside of command. If now based on this command, I have to execute that particular code. Hope it makes sense. Yes. Now now what I'm going to do, just try to understand. Okay, just try to understand, enter password. Okay, if it, okay, cool. Then next, while I'm going to execute, while command not equal to command not, or I am going to writing all those code. You have to do, guys, you have to do. Sorry, my apology. Okay, so q, if user is passing the q, okay, means until user is not passing the q, we have to execute our code. Got it? Meaning of this. Okay, so if I'm not going to write complete code, don't worry. So if people who having this kind of belief, okay, I'm writing complete code, don't worry, I'm just giving the template of the code. You have to do lot of thing here. Okay, so if command is b, so b means what? Balance. So here you have to write one code like a means kind of thing, check balance or something. You have to create some method, I'm going to comment the line. You have to write the method to get the balance. Okay, you have to do that. I am not going to do. Okay, so that is the methodology of programming. Okay, so once user will get the message, once user will, you know, kind of thing, user will get the balance, then again I have to expose this kind of thing, right? Print menu, print menu. Okay, sorry, print menu. So once user will get the message ki what is my balance, then again this message should display. Okay, enter B for balance, D for deposit. This message will keep on coming until unless you are not pressing Q, because I just gave the command here, while command not equal to Q. Until unless you are not pressing Q, from you are not taking the input Q from the user side, till then this command should execute. Okay, got it. Now still, next, what is that? Once you check the balance, then suppose elif, I guess this also I taught you, elif command not command equal to w, then what we have to do? Then we have to withdraw the money, right? Then you have to write the code. You have to, no need to write the code here itself. You can create a separate method, and that method you can call it up here. Okay, so I hope it makes sense. You have to write the method to withdraw the money. Okay, and here one more thing you have to do. See, once you withdrawing the money, you have to update the balance also, because see, suppose in my account I have 50,000 and I withdrawn 10,000, so I have to update my balance also. That is also your responsibility, right? As a programmer, you have to think ki once we are withdrawing the money, that effect should display over the balance also. So once you withdraw the money, you have to check that. Next, this elif part has done. Next, withdraw is done. Next, deposit, right? Elif, and here you can say if command equal to, oh sorry guys, here you have to make, you should make as a this one. Okay, if deposit, right, for deposit D. So again, if user is going to deposit the money, same thing. If suppose I have 50,000 and now I am going to deposit 10,000, so once you are depositing 10,000, that effect also should come inside of balance. So again you have to write a method here. Only you have to write a method and you have to call it here. Hope it makes sense. No doubt at all. You have to write the method to deposit. Okay, deposit the money. Sonia, I gone through your code, but it is not relevant for me, means based on the problem. I guess now now you got the clear picture about this, and you can change something, right, in the code itself. Okay, yeah. So next else part. Inside of else part, what you can do, suppose user is not passing either W, B or D. So what is that? So we have to say to the user, hey user fellow, you are passing invalid command. Okay, please pass the valid command. Please pass the valid command. Okay, valid command. Okay, valid command. So once user will pass valid command, and then again we have print menu, means valid, and then again that message we have to list pass this one, B for balance and D for deposit, W for withdraw. Whoever can finish this till tomorrow, I am giving again another time till tomorrow. For them, I have some special plan, means I'll teach you how to debug the code. I know this code become, I guess, 100 line of code, so you should know how to debug the code. Okay, so because we cannot run complete 100 line of code at a one shot, so please try to do it up. It's a, you know, it's a very starting period. Once we will learn the class and object, we will see lot of thing. Okay, so it's a very beginning step. Hope it makes any doubt till now. No doubt, right? Next, what you can do, once okay your password got matched, then only you have to play with this. Means once your password got matched, then only you have to do this kind of thing. If let's suppose if your password will not get matched, then what you have to do? Once if your password is not matched, so what we have to do? We have to simply print, okay, this is, sorry, this is invalid password, invalid password. Okay, that's all, invalid password, that's all. Okay, so I did not apply write a three that condition means 3 time wala. Once you can make a comfortable, then I'll write the code for that also. Means suppose user is passing 3 time continuously wrong password, we have to block his ATM card for 24 hours. Okay, that part is pending, but I guess if you can able to do this, then that is also easy. Okay, this is the copy paste somewhere, and you have to write, a program. So any doubt, are we good to go? Next, please try to do it, and if you face any problem, I am here, don't worry, I am here, I'll help you out. Okay, I'm here to helping you only. Okay, please ask the question, I am very welcoming to all the questions. Okay, so next is what we supposed to discuss in the last session. I am going to discuss about the operators. Okay, it's a very means you can say not a huge cons, but yes, you should know, everyone should know. Okay, let me teach you about the yeah, operators. What is the operators? I told you operators is kind of things which is used to perform the action between the operand. What is operand? Operand, suppose I am writing here 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. What do you mean by this? These are the operand, these are the operand, and this is whatever the action we are going to perform between the operand, that is known as the operator. Okay, so in Java or Python, there is so many kind of operators are there, and whoever from the engineering background, they already knows, like one is arithmetic operator, one is, kind of relational operator, like a greater arithmetic operator, right? Plus, minus, multiplication, division, these are the arithmetic operator. Relational operator, and you can say greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, these are the relational operator. And yes, third is logical operator, and fourth is bitwise operator. Okay, and yes, and third, fourth is and fifth is assignment operator. Okay, 1 minute, yes. Fifth is assignment operator, let's see one by one. I guess arithmetic operator you can easily understand by yourself, and hope it makes sense. Arithmetic operator, nothing else. I can show you, 1 minute. Okay, so here if you are typing here Python, so here if you are typing 2 plus 2, this 2 plus 2 arithmetic operator, 2 minus 2, it's a arithmetic operator. Okay, 2 into 2, I'm not going to expose all those things. 2 into 2, it's a arithmetic operator. Okay, these are the kind of things I can say. Okay, there is just something you should know, like if you are typing here something like 10 divided by 3, what the output should come? It is 3.3. Okay, and if you are typing 10 double forward slash 3, so what the output should come? Okay, we are getting 3, means what is that? Quotient, remainder we are not getting. Suppose you want remainder, what you can do? 10 modulus of 3, so this will give you remainder, this will give you quotient. Means if you are writing here, if you want only quotient, like a 10 divided by double forward slash 3, so 10 divided by 3, what it will give? It will give complete output, complete output. Okay, if you are writing 10 double forward slash 3, then it will give quotient, and suppose if you are writing 10 modulus of 3, then it will give you remainder. Okay, please note it down, remainder. And suppose, let's suppose I'm just giving another example. homework to you. You have to identify whether the number, given number, is even or odd. Okay, so even, in case of even, is what is the identification to check the even number? Even number means any number which is divisible by 2, that number is known as the even number, right? So what you can do, you just make a method like a def. Def is even, and here you can pass one number, and let's suppose if number modulus of 2 equal to 0, means, see, if any number is going to be modulus of हाँ सौरभ, थोड़ी देर में कॉल करें, मीटिंग में है, ठीक है, ठीक है. So what is that? Let's see. If you are going to modulus, means remainder, if you are getting 0, means any number, if you are dividing, suppose 11, if you are dividing the 11 with the help of 2, so what the remainder we will get? In this case 1. So 11 will not be even number. So anyway, if any number is going to be divided by 2, if remainder you are getting 0, then I can say even number, right? If it is not even number, okay, let me do this. I'll give the another homework for you. Don't worry, I have another homework. Okay, so what I'm going to say, see, whatever you are going to do, please try to make a simple method. Don't try to call complete code in the main method itself. Okay, this is not a good practice at all. Okay, is even, I'm going to is underscore even, and here I'm going to pass number, and if modulus 2 equal to 0, then return true. Sir, make sense? True means what? If it is even, then it will return true, else what it should return? False. Okay, else what it should return? False. Okay, false. Got it. Now let me try with this. I'm going to call this is even method. I'm going to pass here 11, and I'm going to print it up. Print what it should return, true or false? Yes. Sorry, which method I tried? Test2, yes. Why it is returning none? Test2 py, yes. I'm running the same code. Sorry. No one is saying anything. Return false. I did not make a return, right? Now it should work. Yes. Can you see? Not an even number. Got it. So you can try once these things. And now another task is what for you guys? Now you understood the concept, what to do. Now you have to write a program. Like this. 1 minute. Let me clear this. Write a program. See, these are the this is not important, but this is also important to what you learn and what you are going to implement over the course. Okay. So next, write a program to check whether the given number is divisible by either 3 or 5. Okay, and this is one program, one task for you. Second task, write a program to check how many numbers is divisible by 3 and 5. How many numbers between 100 to 200. Okay, so you have to check how many number between 100 to 200 is divisible by 3 and 5. See, and here is the and condition. In the above case, or condition is there. So and means both the conditions should match, means the number should divide by the 3 as well as 5 also, like 15. Okay, so hope it makes sense, this two question. Please try to do yourself, and see again, my, if I am giving any homework or task, it is not like that it's your curriculum. It's just making you understanding what we taught and where you are. Okay, correct. Cool. Then arithmetic operator, hope you guys understood. Now I'm going to discuss you about, have you taken the snaps, or have you written this program? Means these questions. Please take a screenshot, that makes it easy, or else you can write it down also. Okay, cool. Then fine, next question. Not question, next concept, sorry. If I'm asking question, then everyone is getting worried. How many questions is going to give? No worries. Now I'm going to discuss you about the bitwise operator. Try to understand bitwise operator. Okay, everyone knows, I know very well, everyone knows. Now in the, in I guess in class 7 or 8 we had learned about the OR gate, AND gate, NOT gate. These are the very basic fundamental gate, I must say. But apart from that, there is a two more gate is there: NAND gate, NOR gate, XOR, XNOR. Okay, these are the different complex gates are there. But yes, I must say all those gate has been developed with the this primary gates. Okay, if you know this concept, then it will be very easy. So what is the OR gate? What is the OR gate? Try to understand. This is A, B and output 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. Sorry 1 0 1 1. Okay, so OR means nothing but, OR means nothing but plus, and means nothing but multiply. So 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 0 1 and 1 1 2. No, 1 1 1, because see, I told you, right, anything apart from 0 is 1, true. In case of boolean, what we are considering, anything apart from 0 is will be considered as a true. So here also 1 plus 1 will be 1 only. Okay, here also 1 plus 1 will be 1. So this is the OR gate truth table, I must say. And next, AND gate. Let's see AND gate also. Okay, so how it working, please try to understand, and it will be very helpful. And now I'm going to give some beautiful question as a point of interview. People are always asking, always try to say, what is the use of this bitwise logical operator? It's a very simple. No, from the, as if you think like an interview point of view, so many question will come, so many question will get arise with from this point only. Okay, let's see. 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. And I told you, right, if you are going to consider and means multiply, or means plus. So 0 into 0 0, 0 into 1 0, and 1 into 0 1, 1 into 1 0. Okay, correct. Yes, correct. Okay, then not get, very good. Not get, I'm going to consider. Not get, I'm going to consider. Not get means ulta, reverse. Everyone is waking up there. Let's see. Please pause. 1 into 1 always 0, and 1 into 1 1. Anchor. Next, not get 0 1 1 0. Okay, ulta, reverse. You can make it as a 1 0 reverse. Now please try to understand. So always try to make it. See, if you are going to say bitwise operator, so bitwise operator is going to define with the single. Suppose you are going to say bitwise OR. So bitwise OR will be defined with the help of this symbol, one single pipeline. And logical OR, if you are going to say logical OR, So logical OR is going to define with the double pipeline cell. Okay, now try to understand. If you are going to say 5 bitwise OR 3, what the output should come? Okay, so just for this, what you have to do, you have to convert this 5 and this 3 into binary bit. And I guess everyone knows ki how to convert any number into binary bit. So you have to divide the number with the help of 2. 2 2 ja 4, and what the remainder will get 1, and 2 1 ja 1, and what the remainder will get 0. Reverse it. So 5, we can write it like 1 0 1 3. Similarly, you can convert the 3 also into binary form. 2 1 ja 2, remainder is 1. So what the output we are getting? Tell me. 1 1, right? 1 1. So 3, if you are going to convert, then 0 comma 1 comma 1. Okay, so initially if you are putting 1, then no use. Now what and or operator, right? So now 1 plus 1, 1 or 1, what is that? 1 and 1. 0, what is that? 1 0 1 1 0 1. Now and next is what we have to convert this 3 1 in decimal number. So how we can convert any binary number into decimal number? 1 1 1, and next 1 into, leave, hide this 1. How many 2s, how many 1s are remaining? 2. So 2 ka power 2 plus again second one, how many 1s are left at the left side, sorry, at the right side? 1. So 2 to the power 1. And after this one there is no numbers, right? So 2 to the power 0. Now next 2 to the power 2, 4 plus 2 ka power 1, 2 plus 1. So what the output we are getting? 7. So this 5 or 3 7. Okay, we will get 5 or 3 7. Next, okay, next try to understand in case of logical 5 3. Again I am going to do the same thing. 1 0 1 3 1 0, sorry, 3 is 0 0 1 1. What the output we should get? 1 1 1. And here also we will get the 7. Now my question is, what in case of bitwise and in case of logical, we did the same thing, right? We did the same thing. Then what is the difference in case of bitwise and logical? We are doing the same task, same thing, but why two kind of operator developer made this? Anyone having the answers? No. Oh, okay, no worries. And yeah, in case of Python, you can define OR operator like this, or you can define like this also, or. Okay, both will work. Okay, now I'm going to say what is the difference between the logical and bitwise. Okay, just allow me some time, I'll help you out. Okay, let's see what is the difference between bitwise operator and logical OR operator. Any bitwise and logical OR. Okay, so if you go to the truth table, don't you think so? First bit is very important, means first input column is very important. Why? See, if first input itself is 1, then out second input whatever it is, either it is 1 or 0, output always be high. If first is 0, then only we have to check the second condition, right? So in case of logical, we will apply, means compiler is going to apply some logic, means it is checking if first input is 1 or 0. If first input is 1, in case of logical OR I am talking about, in case of logical OR, if first input is high, then it will not check the second condition. It will not check the second condition. Note down, in case of logical OR, if first condition, in case of logical OR, in case of logical OR, or if first condition is true, then it will not check the second condition, because first condition is true, means second condition whatever it is, output should be high. Okay, so it will not check the second condition. Similarly, if you go to the logical AND operator, can you see this? If first condition is false, if first 0 means false, if first condition is false, any number, if you are going to multiply any number with the help of 0, then what the output we will get? 0 only, correct? So if first condition is false, then it will not check the second condition. Okay, so automatically second condition will be, means automatically output will be less. So I'm going to copy the complete line of code. Where we go, control V. So in case of logical OR operator, sorry, logical OR, okay, I made a mistake here, sorry, it's my bad. Or you can write here, oh sorry, sit F, it should be F only. In case of logical AND operator, if first condition is false, if first condition is false, and you know why it is, then it will not check the second condition. Okay, but in case of bitwise, whether the first condition true or false, it will check both the condition. Okay, but in case of the bitwise operator, whether whether the first condition will true or false, it will check the second condition too. Cool. Hope it makes sense. Yes, understandable. Okay, next, up to this, any doubt, any kind of? No. Okay, cool. Now there is a one more operators are, okay, there is one more operators are there, like you know, like a membership operator. These things you had learned in case of, you know, kind of class 7 or 8, 9, 10, I guess. But there is a something which came in case of Python only, which is developed by the Python itself, like a membership operator. What is the membership operator? Let's suppose, okay, let's suppose I'm going to write here only. Achha, I'm going to paste it in over the chat, so it will be helpful for you as a current note. Just take it this as for current note. Okay, let's see membership operator. Membership operator. What is the mean by the membership operator? See, this is very important role will play in case of whenever you will do the complex programming. That time it is going to be help lot of things. Okay. Now, suppose I am going to define x is equal to hello Pybron. That's all. And now I'm going to see print membership operator, right? Print hello, HELLOW, hello in x, hello in x. That's all. Hello in x. So if hello, sorry, it is returning false, right? HE because I made a mistake spelling here. If hello means what is it? It will return true or false. Means if hello is the member of x or not. So in is the membership operator here, you can say. Okay, similarly, what is returning it false, right? It's returning HE. Okay, why it is returning false? Because hello here it is in capital. Okay, that's what. Okay, so if now I'll execute this, then it is returning true. Okay, now similarly there is a one more operator is there, kind of thing. 1 minute. So not in, hello not in, what it should return? Not in. If hello not in x, is it true or false? No, it is true, it is false, right? Hello is in the x, so not in also a kind of membership operator, you can say. Similarly, not word, you can define a simple alphabet also. HEL, hell. Okay, hell, what is that? Hell, let me comment this line and let me hell. Hell is the part of the x or not? Yes, it is the part of x. Okay, yes, it is the part. Can you see this? From here to here it is matching, right? So hell is the part of the x. Okay, but suppose I am writing here w. But suppose I am writing here w. Now it will not match. Okay, so it is returning me false. Okay, got it. Something we had learned in case of class 5 BODMAS rule. So in case of Python, there is a operator precedence is coming into the picture. What is the operator precedence? Okay, means suppose you will get a complex operators at a time, means like this. Okay, let's see 2 plus 3 divided by 4 minus 5 plus 1 into 2 plus 3 minus 5 plus 6. Okay, so you are getting the complex programming. Okay, so which operator we have to perform first? So in case of Python, in whenever we used to learn in class 5, at that time what you used to do, we were solving the bracket first, then multiplication, bracket, then off, then multiplication, then division, then plus, then subtraction. Is it like this BODMAS rule? But in case of programming, something is different. First parenthesis, first what you have to solve, see, note down, first parenthesis, then exponential operator. Okay, exponential operator. Exponential operator everyone knows, right? Means like this, 2 into 2 means 2 ka power 2. If you are saying 2 ka power 2, if whenever you want to write 2 ka power 2, or if you want to print like a 3 to the power something 6, 3 to the power 6, so 3 to the power 6 like this, then it known as the exponential operator, right? So first parenthesis, BODMAS. Yes, Jyoti and Sonia, it's a BODMAS only. But something means in case of Python, you will not get a BODMAS, means you have to deal with this kind of operator also, right? So that's what I'm showing these things also. Okay, cool. Next, what is that? Next, you have to do multiplication, then division, then modulus. Acha, BEDMAS. Okay, got it. Thank you. You can consider yes, BEDMAS. Okay, next modulus, and then this is what? Quotient. Okay, so this is the procedure, this is the sequence. Multiplication, first you have to do the multiplication, then division, then remainder or modulus, you can say remainder, then what is that? Quotient, right? Quotient. Okay, next is what? After that, see, if this is the first priority, if we have all those things, first priority parenthesis, then exponential priority, then third is this, then fourth plus minus, and then bitwise operator. Fifth is bitwise operator. Okay, bitwise and or whatever it is. So this is the sequence. Okay, this is the sequence we have to perform. Any doubt up to you, up to this? So let's see what we can do. Yeah, so now I'm going to 1 minute. So operator, I guess we are good to go with the operator concept. I guess I had given some couple of questions in the Friday, not only this project. Apart from this, I said to you, write take a weight of the person, and whether not weight, I guess marks, right? And whether he is in the first level, first standard, second standard, third standard. That also, I guess I had given the homework. Is it like this in this batch also? I given same task, or I written all those things. 1 minute. It was done in class. Acha, it was done in class only. No worry. No worry. Okay. So 2-3 thing I forget to teach you whenever I was teaching. Kind of loop, right? Loop concept. Okay. Just a minute, break continue statement I forget. Okay. So one more thing, that day I skipped something like a deep copy and shallow copy. Okay. So let's discuss about that also, because it is very important. Import copy, copy, and I am just writing like this: x is equal to 2. Okay, and I'm going to write here y is equal to copy dot copy, and here I'm passing x. Okay, and let's see what is the id. Print id of x, and print id of y. Okay, see what is the id we are getting. Okay, yes, I am getting the same address, right? Both the things has been stored because both the value has same, right? I told you in the very basic first class ki if we are going, python is very intelligent language, so if we are going to store the same value at the different variable, so python will occupy the same address. I showed you also. But what will happen if I want to store, if I want to make a multiple copy of the data, same data, so that also we should know, right? So for that, what you can, how to achieve that? Okay, I'm going to comment this line. I'm going to comment this line: y equal to copy dot give copy. So if you are calling copy dot deep copy, if you are calling the deep copy, and here you are going to pass the x, and next see what is the address we are getting. Still we are getting the same address. What is this? Is it python something address? Maybe then this is the python version, I guess. Update, we have to update then, I guess. Yes, that is the issue. But please try in your python compiler. Means if you have the older version, then please try once. I'm passing this code. Please try and do let me know. Means tomorrow or today also, if you will get the time, please do let me know if you are getting the same address or different address. Okay. Yeah, correct. Okay, so can you see this? Now I changed just variable type. I just made a list type, and if I'm doing the 1 minute, I'm just commenting this, and I'm just copying this, and if I'm going to do, I'm getting different address. Okay, and now if I will comment this line, 1 minute, 1 minute. I'm going to comment this line hash, and now I'm running this code. Yes, this is the different address. Now if I'm going to comment this line, line number 3, if I'm going to comment this line, hash it up, and now if I'll check this address, can you see this different address I'm getting? Okay, so this I would like to show you. Means if you want to store the similar kind of data in the different location, that is also possible in case of python. So this is known as the deep copy. Okay, so one most popular question in as a point of interview, suppose you want to store the same kind of memory location, so where you'll go, you can copy with the help of the deep copy method, and it will take a separate location in the memory, and it will store there. So next I'm just want to say something like a break and continue statement, which is very simple concept. Sir, it will be only applicable. No, Sonia, it will not applicable only for list. Okay, there is a something issue with the Python compiler. You just try from your end. Okay, and do let me know whether you are getting also the same address. Okay, sometimes it is a compiler issue, but yes, it if it is a problem, then we will raise the issue to the Python developer. Okay, no worries. Okay. So for I in range, Okay, I forget to tell you this concept in the last session. And please do make the program, try to do the practice, or else if you are not getting the time to do the practice, do let me know. I am running some, kind of things, means whenever my students are free and whenever I am free. Okay, so with you guys I'll make a class to do the practice session. Okay, don't worry about at all also. Okay, I know everyone is working, and with the working profession no one is getting that time also. Okay, so please do let me know if I can help you in a such a manner, then I'll help you out. Okay, end. Okay, so this what it will return, what the output should come: 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9. Yes, so end is the argument, is nothing but, means initially if we are not typing, if you are not passing this argument, what the output should come, what the output should come, it is coming, means 1 2 down, means in each line one number is going to be print. Suppose I am going to suppose I made an end argument with the comma separator, comma separator. Now each number is going to be separated with the help of comma. That's all, nothing else. Now this is fine. This is something fine. Next, what we can do? I'm just saying I'm putting some condition. If I want only even number, so that you can print anyway. But I want, see, if number, 1 minute. I want to put one condition: if I equal to 5, if I equal to 5, then what to do? Continue. Then what to do? Continue. Else, else what to do? Else print it up. Else print it up. Okay. Let me run this code. Let's see. Can you see this program? What happened? It printed 0 1 2 3 4, but it not printed 5, because at the 5 I put the condition. And what happened, once you write this code, so continue 5 came, and afterward again it not came down to the program, it came, it went to the loop itself, and again loop start execution. Got it? So this is the rule of the continue. I'm passing this code to you. Just continue. Okay, it is very helpful for, oh shit. Okay, next, break statement. Next, how the works is going to be break statement. Okay, so next, I'm not going to pass here continue, I'm just passing the break. And now see the difference between these two things. Can you see 0 condition true, it printed 1 0 1, fine, 2 fine, 3 fine, 4 fine, 5. Once you reach to the 5, it's checking, oh 5 means I have to break the loop, and after breaking the loop it came out from the loop, and 0 to 4 it got printed. It will not go to the next of this segment. Okay, hope you understood the break and continue argument, right? Okay, so there is a one popular question: how to exit from the loop, how to exit from the loop. So you can say with the help of the break statement. Okay, another question: how to skip some iteration inside the loop. Okay, let me ask one more. Prankur, can you unmute yourself, please? He's sleeping. No worry. How to skip some iteration inside the loop? There is one question: how to skip some iteration inside of loop. Okay. Do we have any idea? Just I showed you. Continue. Exactly. Means if I want to skip some iteration, then we can, we can use the continue statement. Okay. When else part will we execute with the loop? Okay. No worries. This is the different question, I guess. Okay. So let's suppose I'm going to make some string str equal to like Rajesh. Okay. Okay. So we have some workshop, guys, on a Wednesday. So I might not be take a class. So on a prior intimation, I am going to intimate you, and you have some opportunity. means if you also be a part of that workshop, then happily you can be ping me, okay, and I'll make an invitation for you guys. Okay, I am going to take a workshop regarding for ML. Okay, so you also be a part of that, and I happily welcome to all. So that is the one announcement I would like to say. Okay, print, and here I am going to say str into str. So what the output should come? Where we go? Okay, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Plus str. So can huh. So what the output we are getting? Rajesh, Rajesh. Let's suppose you want to print Rajesh, Rajesh 5 times. So you what you can do? Plus str 5 times, right? No, it is not like that. You can type into 5. Also, are you getting? I am able to print Rajesh, Rajesh 5 times. Got it? So this is also you can do. Len is the function that you can. I already showed you. I am checking just whether I missed something or not. Okay. Yeah. So comparison of string, I missed it out. Okay. Comparison of string. So what is the comparison of string? Let's see. S1. S1 you can ask input with the user. Enter first string. First string. Enter first string. And S2 input. Enter second string. Second string. And you have to compare it up. If S1 equal to S2, if S1 equal to S2, then we have to say both the string are equal, right? Print both the string are equal. Sorry, that L if S1 greater than or less than whatever you can say S2, then what we have to do? Print S2 is greater than, print S2 is greater than S1, greater than S1. That's all. Next is what? Elif is done. Else print first string. Next, if it is not match anything, then what we have to say? Print first string is bigger. First string. But this concept is not available in case of Java. Okay, this is the one more difference, because in case of Java, string was a class, but here everything is an object. Okay, so that is the things. So let's suppose first string I am passing here Rajesh only, and second string also I am passing here Rajesh. So yes, both the string is same. Now let's once again I am running this code, and I am saying this first string is the Ramesh, and second string is I am saying that Rida Fatima. Okay, no, S2 is greater than S1. Correct. So string comparison also we can do. Okay. Now if you want to, okay, let's me 1 minute. I'm passing this also, guys. Please make a notes for you guys for the reference. I don't have any means I'll pass the current notes whatever I'm teaching right now. Everything you will get a soft copy. Don't worry at all. But yes, I already told you this will get after finishing the class only, at the end of the class. That is my agenda, means this is the way of my teaching. If you like, you can deserve me, otherwise yes, you can hate me. Okay, now removing the space from the string. Okay, how we can use the three method, means suppose what we are going to do, what the time is going to be happen. I basically it's a 9:24, right? No worries, no worries. People are not getting late. It's a 9:30. Removing the space. removing the spaces from the string. Okay, this is also kind of thing. Okay, so there is a some method. Okay, so strip is the one method which will use to remove the space. Remove the space means kind of thing. I'm going to make it up. Strip, strip. Strip is the method. Strip is the method. Remove the space. Okay, remove the space. And there is some couple of methods also there, like a r strip. R strip. R strip is used to remove the space from the right side. RIGST, right side. Okay. L strip. L strip means what is that? L strip. I'll show you something. strip. L strip is used to remove the space from the left side. Got it. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so let's see. City, I'm saying city is equal to input enter your city name. Enter your city name. city name. Got it. And city name will get. And what by I'm saying, as city is equal to city dot as strip. Okay, and if I am doing this, what is that? Oh, sorry. If I'm doing this, and afterwards if I'm printing as city, and let's see what the output we are getting. Let's see. If I'm passing here my city name is kind of thing Kolkata. Okay, Kolkata. 1 minute. We pass this string, and 1 minute, huh? Again, if I'm executing this code. Okay, now what I'm doing, see, I'm passing first string. Okay, let me put in a charge. My laptop is okay. I kept one space. Yes. Okay, done. So I kept one space, and after that I'm passing here Kolkata. 1 minute. Kolkata. And let's see. Let me run this code. Sorry. Let me run this code. And I am saying Kolkata, Kolkata. And if I am entering this, see, can you see this? At the first level, I'm not getting any space. Okay, and let's suppose if I am not printing here any kind of strip method, and I'm passing this, and if afterward if I'm asking to do this, so KOL, let me put some more space so that I can make a difference here. Can you see this? I'm getting this space. So if you want to remove this space, then you can use the stream method. And suppose you want to remove the space from the right side, then you can use the R strip. And if you want to remove the space from the left side, then you can use the L strip. Okay, so let's do this, that also. Instead of doing R, okay, R strip what means left string, right spaces, right? Let me do this. Sorry, I made a mistake. Sorry, buddy. Let me run this code. And right side, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm just making here Kolkata. Kolkata, and I'm again putting some space, and let's see, can you see this? Right side space got removed, but left side space not removed. Okay, let me do this L strip, then I can make a differentiate between this, and I'm going to run this JESH. Okay, can you see this? Left side space has gone. So this is the one thing you can say, means if you kind of things, if you want to remove the space, then you can do this. Okay, In case of string, there are a lot of methods. Okay, yeah, so that you can do. And suppose you want to find the substring, means whether this is present inside of a string or not, then also there is a something method is kind of find or index. Okay, so let me do this. Okay, so next is what? Finding the substring. Finding the substring. Finding the substring. Let's suppose there is a some kind of method like a find, means if you want to find the string in the forward direction, so there is a two method like a finding the string in the forward direction, then we can use this method. Like a forward direction means suppose I have this string, I have this string, and you want to search Rajesh in this line, so it will search Rajesh from enter से लेकर last end point तक. Okay, it will not check the Rajesh, means at the back of the enter. Okay, so then if you want to do, then there is a method like a find method. Find is the one method. Okay, next is the index. Okay, I'll tell you what is that index. Okay, index also we can check. Okay, index. Okay, next finding the string in the backward direction. Suppose you want to check in the backward direction, that is also fine. Finding the string in the backward direction. There is a method like rfind. Rfind, sorry, rfind is one method, and another method is ffind, sorry, rindex. The one method. Let's do this. Let's see how we can implement. Okay, so so print, here I am going to say s equal to learning Python is very easy. LEARN, learning Python is very easy. Are you agree or not? Very easy. Okay, keep on responding. I guess everyone got slept at the back end of mine. Okay, print, no worries. Print s dot find Python. Okay, Python. I'm going to say Python. Okay, so s dot find Python. So find method is what? It will check in the forward direction, right? So what the output we should get? Okay, let me run this code. What the output we are getting? Can you see this? 6 is why 6? Can you see this? What is the index of L? 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. That's what it is saying. Okay, index of this Python is got started at 6. Hope it makes sense. Yes, and suppose some word is not present here, some word is not present here, what we can do? Print s dot find, and here I am passing Java. Okay, whether Java is present or suppose some of the word is not present, that time it will give negative value. Okay, that's what this is the -1, you can see. Cool, correct. Okay, now let's suppose the rfind will give the index also, no worries. And suppose I am saying index method. Let me pass over the chat. Do you want to note down now, or chat is okay for you? Means if you are making the note soft copy, then I guess from the chat you can copy paste it all. Is it okay if I'm passing over the chat, or else you need to write it down? Chat is fine, then fine, no worry. Yeah, you can even I'm also suggesting make a soft copy, or not soft copy also. You just make a one folder on a drive, and over the drive, because I am giving the theory also, right? So no worry at all. Okay, let's see the index method. Okay, index method. How the index method is using? Index method is nothing but is exactly same as the find method, is exactly same as the find method, same as the find method. Got it. So means in case of find method, what we are getting? We are getting the index, right? We are getting the index, and but in case of index method, what we are getting? Let's see. S is equal to input. See, these are the thing. No need to do the practice also. Just go through once. Okay, you will get lot of thing. Enter main string, and here I am saying S, and here I am getting substring. Enter input, enter substring, and here I am what I am saying. Okay, I did not taught you like exception handling, right? So what you can see here, n is equal to and s dot index substring, substring. Okay, and here we can say print n. That's all. Let's see, run this code. Enter the main string. I am saying that my name is Anthony Gonsalves. Okay, and I am saying here Anthony, Anthony. Can you see this? It is giving me the index. Both are same. If you can use the index method, that is also fine, and find is also same. Exactly same it will work. Okay. Only difference, most popular question, most popular question. Okay, let's see. Let me run once again. My name is Anthony Gons. Oh, sorry. Sit. My name is Anthony Gonsalves. Anthony Gonsalves, and here I am searching for Rajesh. Can you see? I am getting error. What is that error? I am getting the value error, substring not found. But in case of find, what we are getting? If the substring was not present, then I was getting -1. But in case of index, if substring is not present, then it will give me the error. Hope it makes sense. The difference between the index and find method, right? I am making the note also. In case of find method, if the substring will not present in the main string, then it will not throw any error. It will not throw any kind of error. It will return -1. Okay, but in case of sorry for my spelling mistake, please make it correct. In case of index method, if substring is not present, substring is not present, then it will throw an error. Got it? Hope it makes sense and you got the understand basic difference between the find and these things, right? Any doubt up to this? No doubt. Okay, cool. I'm passing this over the chat. Make a note for you guys. Just give me a moment. Okay, let's see some count method also. Count method. Count method. Okay, let's suppose S is the one string, and here I am going to say like A, B, C, A, D, E, F, G, H, J. Okay, and now what I'm going to say, print s dot count, and here I am passing A. Here I'm passing A. So what is returning? Can you please tell me? Can you see it is returning how many time A came here? Okay, it will return A came. And suppose I am saying AB, AB. How many time AB is coming at a time? Means AB is coming only once, right? At a time. Okay, so that's what it is returning. Is one time. And let's suppose AB. I'm passing here ABG. How many time ABG is coming at a time? 0 time. Okay. Okay. Let's suppose if you want to replace the string with the another string. Chat should be fine. Okay. Replace the string with the another string. Replace the string string with the another string. Replace the string with the another string. Okay, so what I am going to say, can you please help me out? I am going to say Rajesh Pybron, and I am typing here Pybron, and yeah, what I'm going to do, can you please help me? S1 is equal to s dot replace method, and I am going to replace P with what? B, not B, T, Tybron. Okay, and I am going to print S1. Correct hai? Tybron. Can you see this? If you want to replace any string with another string, then you can do it up. Okay, let's see some question answer. Okay, so one most popular interview question here, up to this whatever we taught right away. So first question, string object are immutable, then how we can change the content by using the replace method? If string object are immutable, then how we can change the content by using replace method? Okay, this question for you guys. Just go search for Google or whatever you can do. Okay, this is up to you. Please try from your end and do it up. Okay, yeah. Okay, suppose you want to split the string, splitting, splitting the string. Okay, so as I'm going to write here, Pybron is one of the Indian startups, one of the Indian startups. Let's see. And suppose what I am going to say, s is equal to s dot split. I am going to call split split method, and afterwards I am printing it. Print s, what the output should come. Where we go? Don't sleep there. Can you see this? It converted complete string in the form of list with the word of this. This is something you will learn when I'm going to teach you data science NLP concept. It is known as the tokenization of the string. Okay, we are converting complete form of string in the form of tokens. Okay, so split is the method which you can use to split something. Okay, similarly, don't worry, I'm going to copy it and paste it. Okay, let's suppose you have, in spite of this sentence, you have today's date. What is the date today? I guess 27, right? Yes, 27/07/2020. Okay, and you want to split it up. Okay, what the output we are getting? Can you please? I'm not getting any split, right? I'm getting the completed, but you can define here separator. I'm just giving here tails, and now can you see this? It converted into form of the list with the split of this dash dash dash. Okay, so whatever you will pass in the argument, that you can do it. Okay, cool. Just this also I can pass it up you. Okay, now some more concepts are there. Joining of string, because I already told you in case of string it's a huge concept. Okay, because string, so many questions will come whenever you are going to learn the string, means whenever you will go for the interview. So as a point of interview, string is very important here. Okay, let's see. Joining of string. Let's see joining of the strings. Okay, what we can do, suppose we have one tuple, and here I am saying that Humpty, I don't know what the name, Humpty Dumpty Bumpty, whatever you can say, and Bunty. And suppose you want to join this tuple, this is the single string, right? It's a tuple is the combination of single string. So you want to join this complete string, is small string into a single string. So where we go, we can join it up also, right? S is equal to like this dot, you can pass here join statement, and here you can pass that T. Okay, and let's suppose what is that, print as. Okay, and if I am executing this code, can you see this Humpty Dumpty Bunty? And let's suppose you want to convert this into space, that is also possible, you can do it up. Yeah, the joining of string is also you can do. Correct. Any doubt, please ask. I really welcome to all questions. Okay, now changing the case. In the sense of, suppose we have some string, learning Python is very easy. S is equal to learning Python is very easy, right? And you want to convert, you want to convert this complete string in the form of capital letter or alpha, means small letter. Then we can do it up, right? Print s dot upper, upper. So it will convert complete string into upper letter. Suppose you want to do the capitalize or title. Okay, so s dot title, what the output we should get? Let's me run this code. Can you see this? Learning Python is very easy, everything got converted. And here title, it got title, means each word first alphabet got converted into capital letter, that's all. And there is a one more method is there, s dot capt, capitalize. Okay, let me execute this also. Can you see this complete string converted into, means in the form of how we are going to learn this. Okay, yeah. Okay, I guess I have done till now. And yeah, let's see live session, live Q&A. Is anyone having some questions regarding till now? So we can take a question, or otherwise we'll wrap it up. any question and whatever task I had given. And yeah, we have one more guy here, very interesting and a very good entrepreneur over this India. Okay, I would like to introduce you guys here. So before that, before going to introduce him, I would like to know from your end, do you have any question till now? So guys, this is Manish Singh, and this is the one of the Indian entrepreneur over this age. I really appreciate his job, and he's running the Pybron, and he's giving the continuous support to all the IT companies. Okay.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.